The People's Republic of China is located in the eastern part of Asia, on the west coast of the Pacific Ocean. It was established on October 1, 1949. The five-star red flag is the national flag. The March of the Volunteers is the national anthem. The national emblem includes the national flag, Tiananmen, Guiran Weidir, capital Beijing, provincial administration. It is divided into 23 provinces, 5 autonomous regions, 4 municipalities directly under the central government, and 2 special administrative regions. It is a unified multi-ethnic country with Han nationality as the main ethnic group and 56 ethnic groups. The Han nationality accounts for 91.51% of the total population. It is a socialist country under the People's Democratic Dictatorship led by the working class and based on the alliance of workers and peasants. The socialist system is the fundamental system of the People's Republic. The leadership of the Communist Party of China is the most essential feature of socialism with Chinese characteristics. Any organization or individual is prohibited from undermining the socialist system. The socialist system is the fundamental system of the People's Republic. The leadership of the Communist Party of China is the most essential feature of socialism with Chinese characteristics. Any organization or individual is prohibited from undermining the socialist system. The state institutions of the People's Republic of China implement the principle of democratic centralism. The National People's Congress and local People's Congresses at all levels are democratically elected, responsible to the people, and supervised by the people. The state administrative organs, supervisory organs, judicial organs, and procuratorial organs are all produced by the People's Congresses, responsible for it and supervised by it. The division of the powers of the state and local state institutions follows the principle of the initiative and enthusiasm of the local government under the unified leadership of the central government. Amendments to the Constitutional Amendment of the People's Republic of China, adopted at the first meeting of the 13th National People's Congress on March 11, 2018. The Constitution is the basic law of all laws, and all laws must be formulated in accordance with it. The basic rights enjoyed by our citizens include 1. The right to equality means that citizens are equal before the law. 2. The right to participate in social and political activities, including the right to vote and to be elected, freedom of speech, publication, assembly, association, procession, demonstration. 3. Persons are not subject to illegal detention, arrest, search and infringement. Personal dignity, freedom of residence and communication and confidentiality of communications. 4. Freedom of religious belief. 5. The right to criticize, suggest, appeal, sue or report to state agencies and their staff. 6. Socioeconomic rights, including the right to work, rest, and the right to material assistance from the state and society in the context of old age, illness or incapacity. 7. The right to cultural education. 8. Women's equal rights and the right to marriage, family and children's protection by the state. 9. The state protects the legitimate rights and interests of overseas Chinese and protects the legitimate rights and interests of returned overseas Chinese and overseas Chinese. The basic obligations of our citizens are 1. Maintain the unity of the motherland and the unity of the nation. 2. Comply with the Constitution and laws, keep state secrets, protect public property. Abide by labor discipline, abide by public order, and respect social morality. 3. Maintain the security, honor, and interests of the motherland. 4. Defend the motherland. Perform military service and participate in militia organizations according to law. 5. Pay taxes according to law. 6. Labor and education. 7. Family planning. How to understand the constitutional rights and obligations of citizens. 1. Citizens' rights and obligations. The so-called rights refer to the rights and interests enjoyed by citizens in accordance with the law. It is manifested in the rights of citizens who have the right to make certain behaviors and require others to act accordingly. The so-called obligation refers to the duties that citizens should perform according to law. It is manifested that citizens who are obligated must make certain behaviors or prohibit certain behaviors. 2. From the legal point of view, the two are produced at the same time, which is a corresponding pair of categories. Without rights, there is no obligation, and no rights. 3. From the main body of legal relations, on the one hand, citizens are both the enjoyers of rights and the bearers of obligations. There is no right to leave the obligation alone, and there is no obligation to perform it alone without abandoning the right. On the other hand, the realization of rights requires the performance of obligations, and the performance of obligations requires the realization of rights. 4. From the perspective of our country, under the socialist system, the rights and obligations of citizens are mutually reinforcing and mutually reinforcing. The full realization of civil rights can stimulate the sense of responsibility of the people, mobilize people's enthusiasm and initiative, consciously assume responsibility for the state and society, and fulfill their obligations. With the development of the socialist cause, it has in turn provided and created conditions for the realization of civil rights. 5. For the requirements of citizens in our country, any citizen must use the principle of unity of rights and obligations to regulate his or her behavior, not only to exercise his rights seriously, but also to consciously perform his duties and exercise his rights. It is necessary to fulfill its obligations to the state, society, and the rights of others. The Chinese Constitution gives the people the right to freedom of speech. According to Article 35 of the Constitution, citizens of the People's Republic of China have the freedom to speak, publish, assemble, associate, march, and demonstrate. Freedom of speech is the basic right of citizens to freely express their opinions and listen to others' opinions according to their own wishes, but to guarantee the personal rights and personal dignity of the persons being elected. Freedom of speech is a basic human right. It refers to the political right of a citizen of a country to express opinions and ideas according to their own wishes. These opinions are not subject to government censorship and restrictions, and there is no need to worry about retaliation from the government. Sometimes referred to as meaning more freedom of expression. Recently, it is generally understood to include sufficient freedom of expression, including the creation and distribution of movies, photographs, songs, dances, and other forms of expressive information. Freedom of speech refers to the freedom of citizens to express their thoughts and opinions on various issues in politics and society through various linguistic forms. Because speech is the necessary means and basic tools for citizens to express their will, exchange ideas, and disseminate information, it is also the basis for the formation of the people's will. Therefore, freedom is the primacy of citizens' political freedom. The petition system refers to the organization or personnel responsible for letters and visits by political individuals, groups. Letters, emails, visits, telephone calls, faxes, etc. with political parties, governments, associations, people's congresses, judicial, political associations, communities, enterprises, and institutions. Contact to reflect the situation, express one's own opinions, call for solving the problem, a system for dealing with letters and visits agencies or personnel in a certain way. In 2013, China's petition system was undergoing major changes. That is, the state no longer engaged in nationwide petition visits and notifications, and the relevant departments established a new idea of dissolving contradictions in the local area. 1. In February 2014, the central government requested an online acceptance of petition system to enhance transparency, guide the people, rationally express their demands in accordance with the law, The petition system is an effective way for people to participate in politics, to vent their dissatisfaction, and to demand and protect their legitimate rights and interests. It is an important channel for the party and the government to observe the social conditions and public opinions and listen to the voices of the people. My name is Ji Xinpeng, and the pen name Ji Jimoyang, English Ji Himoyang Jim. As an ordinary citizen of China, I do not have any duties or rights. I am not a member of the Communist Party or a member of the People's Congress. I don't even know who is the representative of the people in our region. I don't have the right to participate in the representative in Shenzhen because my rights are in Huainan, Shaanxi, China. However, they do not prevent me from traveling to our people's government agencies, including Shenzhen government agencies, through my letters and visits. And I have the right to freedom of speech and advice from the government. My advice the following is a partial display of the recommendations I have made from government agencies, including the central government of the People's Republic of China. This year I want the county government and the city government to reflect 1. The market in the red area affects traffic along the Dawa Highway, which is prone to traffic accidents. It is recommended to move. Later, the market moved from the red place to the blue place, in this case, in 2012. I took the bus to the Shenyang Airport in Shaanxi Province and also went to Huainan City in the city of Huainan. I encountered this situation and went for 30 minutes to some agricultural materials stores sell fake pesticides to farmers.
再来往下看下一条，也是一条外地的消息。央广报道说，深圳启动史上最严的禁摩限电令，快递受到重创。这个报道说，最近一场被称为史上最严厉的禁摩限电整治行动在深圳进行，当地警方重点打击在地铁口、公交站点、口岸和商业区等聚集的非法拉客行为，还将对严重超标、没有牌照的电动车、摩托车进行查处。这个严厉的整治行动和通知一出来了以后呢，立刻见到了效果。尤其是深圳市的快递行业呢，纷纷叫屈。有的媒体报道说，多家快递企业几百辆的这种三轮车被查扣，数十名快递员被拘留。尽管深圳市交警局回应称，禁摩限电并非只针对快递行业，但一时间严重依赖电动三轮车送货的深圳快递业顿时陷入了无车可用、大量快件积压的尴尬境地。对这件事情，我了解的非常有限，只是从媒体当中知道了只言片语的信息。那么看看兄弟媒体是怎么评价的我来找一篇文章，《新京报》的一篇评论是今天早上我看到的，我觉得有必要跟大伙儿说一下对这件事情的看法。他的观点说，深圳禁摩限电要多一些情与法的平衡。这篇评论文章说按理说治理超标这种行为应该得到广泛的认同，但从现实反响来看，这次整治的急剧性冲击着民众的真实生活和快递行业。事实上，电动车的乱象不是源于民众的恶意动机，而在于快递业急速发展的需求和市民的出行的诉求。所以禁摩限电要多一些情与法的平衡，多一些包容性，考虑到节政背后的现实矛盾，进而在平衡现实中拿捏好治理的力道。这个文章基本代表我对这件事情远远的一种意见和观察。依法来治理这些违规的行为、违法的行为，毫无疑问是对的，但是之前呢，要把底子摸一摸清楚，在治理的节奏上要安排好、考虑好。我相信深圳市警方能够处理好这件事情
envy China's life? Do you want to live here forever? Below I have provided you with some convenient reference information. 4 billion. Therefore, China is a country that does not need immigration, but China is a democracy. There is now a serious imbalance between men and women in China. According to public data, men who are married at the appropriate age are 34 million more than women. China's aging population of 180 million people, so the Chinese government to liberalize the second childbirth policy, but under economic pressure, most of them only give birth to one. Combined with the imbalance between men and women, causing the middle part of the price. The price of the bride pricing commodity house, Chinese people, the house with the residence, the form of marriage of the limousine. There are some sayings that the mother-in-law is selling her daughter, and this daughter is not yet maintained, and the mother-in-law's family's expenses are paid out. As far as I know, China accepts the most foreign girls to marry in China: Henan Province, Anhui Province, Hunan Province, Jiangxi Province, Guangxi Province, Yunnan Province, Shenzhen City among them. The most accepted foreign girls are married to China, which is Henan Province, China. As early as 2008, they had already married their wives from Vietnam through intermediaries. Vietnam's local wife has a population of 100,000. There are more than 20 countries in Ukraine and Africa. Myanmar, China's Yunnan Province and Guangxi Province are close to Vietnam. Myanmar and China, because of their geographical advantages, their marriage has been recognized and protected by two countries. However, in the past few years, the husband of a foreign girl, because the girl who married her wife became a wife, they will work very hard to create conditions for the wife and future children. After that, there will be great efforts for their husband and wife to provide some help to the parents of the girl abroad. Girls also help the Chinese life and learn Chinese because they live in China with the help of their husbands. They will live very well. The following is an international publicity section that I understand as the government of the People's Republic of China entrusted by the National Television of the People's Republic of China, CCTV. Is abbreviated from China Central Television. 5. China has the most second. The analysis of the development trend of the imbalance between the male and female population in China, the cumulative effect of increase in the sex ratio at birth in the past 20 years has been revealed. According to the sex ratio at birth in the 1990s, the current number of males in the 0 to 20-year-old population is roughly equivalent to the population of the 20-year-old in 3 age groups. The effect has been considerable. If the abnormal sex ratio at birth is not effectively curbed, the excess male marriage will become more and more serious. In countries with a small population base, the shortage of female population can be solved through transnational marriage and female immigration. However, in a country with such a large population base in China, the shortage of female population makes it difficult to find a way in the form of international immigration. There is a saying that the shortage of female population can solve the problem of marriage in the age group of marriage ages through the expansion of marriage age. However, in the case of the growing gender ratio of infants and young children, this structural and cumulative imbalance makes it difficult to imagine the feasibility of a solution that the male population can find a spouse in a female population younger than their age. Because the population conflict between the big brother group and the little brother group for competing for spouses will intensify. 1. The crime rate is rising and the marriage relationship is unstable. Marriage gender squeeze is an external impact from monogamous families. Since a period of time, under the influence of the market economy and the appreciation of exchange value and commodity concepts, extramarital affairs and third parties have increased their participation. The divorce rate has continued to rise and the stability of traditional families has been threatened. So Social criminal cases have increased. If the sex ratio at birth is not corrected, it will breed more of these immoral and ugly social phenomena. The basically disappearing sale in marriage, child marriage exchange, and trafficking in women will re-emerge and indirectly generate sexual violence, crimes, incest. Serious social problems such as social mentality distortions increase the risk factor of family and social instability. 2. Men rob women's rights goals. Employment pressure. People are the unity of producers and consumers. The sex ratio of infants born increases and the sex ratio of working-age population increases, which will have some impact on production, exchange, distribution and consumption. Male labor employment will become more difficult, and the male labor surplus and employment gender squeeze will be more serious in the next decade or two. Some women occupy industries with absolute advantages, such as textiles and services, and must not be allowed only by men. 3. Elderly women will be reduced, and home-based pensions will increase, starting from the fact that China's population aging characteristics and social and economic development are relatively lagging behind the time difference. We can only take the road of combining social pension, family pension, and old age workers' self-supporting 3 support. In view of the current high sex ratio at birth, the elderly sex ratio will be higher after 40 years, and the number of elderly women will be reduced. The status of family pension will be strengthened in the above-mentioned 3 support. Increased. 4. The population is severely shrinking. The shortage of men and women will bring serious obstacles to population reproduction and cause serious population shrinkage, because the reproduction of the population is mainly achieved through the mother. The shrinking proportion of women in the social population will inevitably lead to a decline in the population's reproduction capacity. How do foreigners and Chinese get married and get a permanent residence permit from the People's Republic of China? Couples reunion application for permanent residence permit first. The application conditions. 1. Any foreigner who meets the following conditions may apply for a permanent residence permit for foreigners who have a husband and wife reunion. 1. Marriage with a Chinese citizen having a permanent residence in China or a foreigner who has obtained permanent residency status in China. 2. The marriage relationship lasts for 5 years. 3. Staying in China for 5 consecutive years. Staying in China for at least 9 months each year. 4. Have a stable living security and shelter. 2nd, the application procedures. 1. Submit a completed application form for permanent residence of foreigners in China, reunion of couples. 2. Submit your valid passport or a copy and a copy of your passport. 3. Submit the health certificate issued by the Domestic Health and Quarantine Department, and the health certificate issued by the Foreign Health and Medical Institution must be certified by the Chinese Embassy or Consulate. 4. Submit proof of foreign criminal records certified by our foreign embassies and consulates. 5. Submit the temporary accommodation certificate in China or the People's Republic of China residence permit or People's Republic of China residence permit document, which must be registered in China when you live, or the house lessor will declare for you. Residence registration, otherwise the lessor will be punished by the government. 6. Submit a certificate of residence registration for a Chinese spouse who lives in China or a foreigner's permanent residence permit for a foreign spouse. 7. Submit the marriage certificate issued by the Chinese Civil Affairs organ. The marriage certificate issued by the Foreign Marriage Institution must be certified by the Chinese Embassy or Consulate. 8. Submit a certificate of economic source of the notarized applicant or the economic guarantee certificate of the spouse. The above-mentioned certificate issued by the foreign institution must be certified by the Chinese Embassy or Consulate. 9. Submit a house lease or title certificate. So your best protection in China, in fact, you will be born to your child as soon as possible after marriage, because even if you divorce your spouse or your spouse dies, you can take care of your child in China. At the same time, your spouse's parents also, because you take care of your child to provide you with the greatest help. The government street office will do its utmost to provide convenience for you. Because the Chinese household registration is obtained in a way, the parents of one Chinese may have Chinese descent. The parents of the child can declare the Chinese household registration for the child. Your child is born in China from birth. Your living conditions are good. You can stay in China in the name of taking care of children. The Chinese courts and government will support you to take care of children, because you are the most beneficial to the growth of children. You are the mother of a child, so you don't want to have a child. The child is not familiar with you. How can you take care of him? When you choose a good husband, the form of 100 family names, just one forms a population of several million. Your husband's family may be 2,000 to 2,000 population. It is possible that a family will take care of your life. Every aspect of life will be helped. You can't choose your birthplace. You can choose to live with me in China. So you like me? If you want to live with me, please contact. Can't choose your birthplace. You can choose to live with me in China. So you like me? If you want to live with me, please contact. I am a sales manager and maintenance engineer at a factory, and I will help you in your hometown according to my ability. You can also provide development advice for the development of your country. If you want your country to develop faster, I suggest that you introduce more sisters to China. Learn about China's advanced technologies and achieve more exchanges and easier trade trust. Your country has joined China's Belt and Road development and established a better diplomatic relationship with China in order to apply for help and interest-free loans, interest-free loans or assistance to the Chinese government. In this way, the voice of the Chinese democratic countries against the government will be smaller, and the pressure on the Chinese government will be smaller. For example, the Chinese government often provided free aid and interest-free loans to African countries, and the Chinese people often questioned the Chinese government and did not solve China's poverty issues. The NPC deputies also made the same call, because the people in difficulty have no way to understand. China has a large population, and some areas of the private sector may be more effective than the Chinese government, or the government than the Chinese people. hometown according to my ability. Can also provide development advice for the development of your country. If you want your country to develop faster, I suggest that you introduce more sisters to China. Learn about China's advanced technologies and achieve more exchanges and easier trade trust. Your country has joined China's Belt and Road development and established a better diplomatic relationship with China in order to apply for help and interest-free loans. Interest-free loans or assistance to the Chinese government. In this way, the voice of the Chinese democratic countries against the government will be smaller, and the pressure on the Chinese government will be smaller. For example, the Chinese government often provided free aid and interest-free loans to African countries, and the Chinese people often questioned the Chinese government and did not solve China's poverty issues. The NPC deputies also made the same call, because the people in difficulty have no way to understand. China has a large population in some areas of the private sector may be more effective than the Chinese government, or the government of the Chinese people. If your country can't produce even qualified agricultural products, I hope my peasant family will be born to me. I can also provide you with advice on the production of eco-organic food. I am coming and participating in your past. I hope that my future will have you and we will live together. I will take good care of you.